It is getting warmer heading into this weekend, and experts are warning the sweltering heat will make for an uncomfortable set of conditions for some people. Soaring temperatures have forced Environment Canada to issue warnings and special weather statements for parts of Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia. And some areas like Montreal expected to get as hot as 40 degrees Celsius. Joining me now, Dave Phillips, senior climatologist with Environment Canada, and he is in Barrie, Ontario today. Dave, how is it where you are right now?
Well, a little overcast, Jennifer, but it was very sunny, but we don't expect it to cool off until probably tomorrow with some more comfortable conditions. But hey, this may be for many parts of central and eastern Canada the warmest, the muggiest, the steamiest day of the summer. Hey, nothing like last year, but certainly this is finally it has arrived, and Toronto yet has not had a temperature above 30. So today we might see the first one that reaches that threshold. My gosh, Dawson, Yukon has had 2 more days above 30 than Toronto. So we've been missing it here in the city, but certainly in other parts of eastern Canada. Today looks like the steamiest one, and humidex values could be up to 40. Pretty oppressive, but Jennifer, nothing like last year.
Well, and oppressive is a word, and you know, we have short memories when it comes to the weather. We had such a terrible winter. We should be welcoming these steamy days, but it does take its toll on a lot of people. What does it take to actually issue a heat warning? What qualifies as a heat warning?
Well, Jennifer, it depends on the area you live in. I mean, we have different criteria, of course, across the country, because somebody in Windsor, Ontario would find heat and humidity oppressive if it got up to very high levels, but those same levels would be just almost lethal in other parts of the country. So, for example, in Ontario, it had a couple of criteria. One, the temperature during the afternoon. Sometimes it could be 30 degrees. It has to maybe reach 31 to be a heat warning. Also, the minimum temperature at night. That's an important one because a lot of the deaths from heat waves come at night. And so if the elevated temperatures at night stay above 20, 21, 22, that also is very unhealthy and would trigger a heat alert.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the humidex. They combine that heat plus the humidity. The body can't cool off. It becomes very oppressive. And so humidex values that exceed 40 or 42, that would also trigger a heat alert. And sometimes, Jennifer, you need those conditions to happen 2 days in a row, because it's the duration of this that bothers us. And we know last year, already at this time, we had places of 13 days above 30, and we've maybe seen 1 or 2 days so far this year. And sometimes those days last year were 7, 8 days in a row. This is going to be a 1 or 2 day wonder here. So clearly not as unhealthy as what we saw last year.
Okay, so that's a bit of good news. In the meantime, though, in the 2 days of uncomfortableness for some people, what can people do to stay safe as the temperatures rise?
You know, Jennifer, a lot of it is very common sense. It's what our parents told us about. It's about drinking fluids, but not alcohol. It's about linens, light clothes. People who work outdoors need to take more breaks. It's about checking in on people. I always think it's good to have a buddy system. Neighbors, relatives who live by themselves need to be checked on to make sure that they're coping under these kind of conditions. And it is really just about staying out of the sun and putting off today what you can do tomorrow or the next day, which would be more comfortable.
I have no problem doing that any day of the year, Dave, but thank you. I appreciate it as always. Good to talk to you.
You too, Jennifer.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Dave Phillips, senior climatologist with Environment Canada.